Have you ever woken up one morning and realized the world in front of you seems just a little blurrier than before? The newspaper you've read for years now has to be held farther away to see clearly. Or maybe the sunlight pouring through your window suddenly feels harsh, bright enough to make you squint. I see this all the time in my patients, men and women in their 50s, 60s, even 70s. And they often ask me the same question. Doctor, am I losing my vision because I'm getting older? Or is there something else going on? I usually smile and tell them, age is only part of it. The rest depends on how you nourish your eyes every single day. You see, our eyes don't just age, they also get hungry. Yes, your eyes can be starved of nutrients just like your stomach. After decades of working with older patients, I've realized something fascinating. Most people who experience vision problems don't necessarily see too much. Their eyes simply haven't been fed the right way. I remember one patient, Linda, 68 years old, a retired art teacher. She told me that every morning, when she opened her eyes, everything looked blurred, like a watercolor painting left out in the rain. She was terrified she might have to stop painting, the thing she loved most in the world. But after a few weeks of changing just one small habit before bed, Linda called me and said, Doctor, this morning I could see the leaves outside my window clearer than ever. I didn't think my eyes could come back to life like this. Her voice trembled with emotion. And that moment reminded me why I do what I do, to help people understand that the human body, even the eyes, can heal itself if we give it the right fuel. Recent studies have truly amazed the medical community. When we sleep, our eyes don't completely rest. In fact, the retina begins to repair itself. Photoreceptor cells, the tiny sensors that let you see light, color, and shapes, quietly go to work, fixing the damage of the day. But there's one condition. They need the right materials to rebuild. And those materials don't come from a pill. They come from what you eat right before you go to bed. Simply put, if you feed your eyes what they need, they'll heal themselves while you sleep. It sounds magical, but it's pure science. Imagine this. You eat a baked sweet potato, the deep orange kind your grandmother used to make. A couple of hours later, while you're fast asleep, your liver converts the beta-carotene in that potato into vitamin A. Then vitamin A travels through your bloodstream to your retina, where it helps those tired eye cells begin to regenerate. Or say you have a small piece of wild salmon. The omega-3s and astaxanthin in it help reduce dryness, strengthen the corneal barrier, and restore the photoreceptor cells responsible for color vision. And if you snack on a handful of goji berries, those tiny red fruits used in Chinese medicine for centuries, the zeaxanthin inside them protects your macula from blue light exposure from your phone, TV, or LED lamps before bed. The most amazing part? All of that healing happens while you're asleep. I know aging is something none of us can avoid, but I want you to remember this. Getting older is natural. Losing your vision doesn't have to be. I've seen patients in their 70s, even 75, who can still read the morning paper without glasses, simply because they changed their evening eating habits. Some added a baked sweet potato to their nightly snack. Others drank a cup of warm saffron milk, and a few just swapped their bedtime tea for a mug of pure, unsweetened cacao. And after a few weeks, they told me, Doctor, my mornings really do look brighter. Science agrees. Studies show that certain foods, especially those rich in flavonoids, carotenoids, and omega-3s, can activate something called retinal regeneration. In other words, your body already knows how to repair itself. You just have to give it the right ingredients. And the best part? You don't have to look far. These natural medicines are probably sitting right in your kitchen. Sweet potatoes, salmon, eggs, goji berries, blueberries, cacao. They're not miracle cures. They're living foods your body understands. I'm not telling you this to promise miracles, but to remind you that we are never too old to heal. Your body is still listening to every meal, every breath, every night of sleep. And your eyes, those beautiful windows to your soul, are waiting for you to give them a chance to recover. So tonight, instead of scrolling on your phone for 15 more minutes, turn off the lights a little earlier. have a small, eye-friendly snack, and let your body do the rest. Tomorrow morning, when you open your eyes, you might just find the world a little brighter, a little clearer, just like it used to be. Closing scene. The doctor looks directly into the camera, smiling. My name is Dr. Robert Hayes, and today, I'm going to show you 8 scientifically proven foods that can help your eyes repair themselves while you sleep. Trust me, you won't want to miss this. Now, I want to share with you the eye's dearest friends. Simple everyday foods that hold a surprisingly powerful ability to heal while you sleep. I'm not talking about medications or pricey supplements. I'm talking about real food, the kind nature made and your body truly understands. 1. Pure cacao. Energy for retinal renewal. You might be thinking, cacao? You mean the stuff I mix with milk? Exactly. But I'm talking about pure, unsweetened cacao with no added sugar or flavorings. One of my patients, George, age 72, had early-stage macular degeneration. He loved reading, but lately, even with a bright lamp, the letters looked blurry. I suggested he drink a warm cup of unsweetened cacao every night, about an hour before bed. 2 months later, he came back for a checkup, and the results were remarkable. His vision had stabilized, and the tiny blood vessels in his retina looked much healthier. George said, "I thought cacao was just a treat. I never knew it could be natural medicine." Cacao is packed with flavonoids and epicatechin, compounds that help dilate the tiny blood vessels in your eyes, boosting oxygen and energy to the retinal cells. It's like sending extra fuel to the repair crew working inside your eyes while you sleep. 2. Wild salmon, the omega-3 shield for your eyes. If you ever wake up with dry, gritty, or irritated eyes, wild salmon might be the medicine you've been missing. Salmon contains DHA, a special kind of fat found in the retina. When your body lacks DHA, your photoreceptor cells struggle to function, leading to blurry vision and dryness. I often tell my patients to enjoy lightly grilled wild salmon with turmeric and black pepper. Not just because it's delicious, but because it helps your body absorb astaxanthin, a powerful antioxidant that's 6,000 times stronger than vitamin C. A woman from Texas, age 65, once told me her eyes were so dry she couldn't wear contacts. After replacing 2 dinners a week with salmon, she called to say, "Doctor, I don't wake up with burning eyes anymore. They feel calm and clear." That's the power of nourishing, not treating. 3. Egg yolks, the food of light. I could talk about eggs all day, not because they're affordable or easy to cook, but because organic egg yolks are one of the most bioavailable sources of lutein and zeaxanthin I know. You can take all the supplements you want, but nothing compares to nutrients that come straight from real food. These 2 pigments act as the eye's natural sunglasses, filtering blue light and reducing glare when driving at night. I remember a retired couple in California telling me that after eating 2 soft-boiled egg yolks each morning, they no longer squinted under the bright lights of the supermarket. Small changes, big difference in daily life. 4. Spinach, the green armor for your eyes. Americans call it spinach, the same vegetable Popeye ate for strength. But to me, spinach is the superhero of vision. Each leaf is loaded with lutein, zeaxanthin, and vitamin K, protecting the macula, the part of your eye responsible for sharp detail. A small plate of spinach sautéed with olive oil before dinner isn't just tasty, it helps your body absorb these fat-soluble nutrients more efficiently. I often tell my patients, if you want eyes as strong as they were at 30, eat what Mother Earth wears in green. Or 5. Sweet potatoes. Light for the night. Sweet potatoes are rich in beta-carotene, which your liver converts into vitamin A and delivers straight to your retina. Vitamin A is the key to seeing clearly in the dark. One of my patients once told me, "Doctor, I hate driving at night. I can barely see the road." I said, "Try adding a small baked sweet potato to your dinner." A month later, he came back smiling. "I'm not saying I see like I did at 20, but I can drive home at night without squinting anymore." Sometimes the simplest things are the miracles. P6. Blueberries, the gift of the night sky. In Europe, blueberries were once called the pilot's fruit because during World War II, British pilots ate them before night flights to improve night vision. They're rich in anthocyanins, compounds that enhance blood flow and strengthen the tiny vessels in your retina. You don't need many, just a handful or a glass of pure blueberry juice a few times a week is enough. 7. Blood oranges and pink grapefruit. Strength for the small vessels. This citrus duo is nature's perfect source of vitamin C for your eyes. They strengthen retinal capillaries, reduce inflammation, and support collagen production, keeping your cornea clear and resilient. I often suggest patients eat oranges or grapefruit in the afternoon. If you enjoy them at night, have a smaller portion and avoid eating them on an empty stomach. Your body will thank you. 8. Goji berries, the guardian of the macula. And finally, a tiny but mighty fruit, goji berries. Many think of them as traditional Chinese medicine, but today American researchers recognize them as one of the richest natural sources of zeaxanthin. I like to mix dried goji berries into Greek yogurt or oatmeal at night. It's tasty and helps your body absorb twice as much. One of my 70-year-old patients told me, "I don't eat goji berries because I believe in miracles. I eat them because they make me feel peaceful, like I'm doing something kind for myself. And you know what? Sometimes that feeling of peace is part of the healing process." Each food I've shared today doesn't just nourish your eyes, it nourishes hope. Because when you start caring for your body with love and understanding, it always responds in the gentlest, most beautiful way. You know, the longer I've practiced medicine, the more I've realized something. People aren't really afraid of getting older. They're afraid of losing the ability to clearly see the world around them. One morning you open your eyes, the sun still rises, the birds still sing, but somehow everything feels dimmer, quieter, a little farther away. It's not bad luck. It's simply that your eyes, just like you, have walked through many years. They've grown tired, overworked by screens, light, and countless sleepless nights. But here's the miracle. Even while you sleep, your eyes are still fighting for you. They don't complain. They don't blame you. They quietly keep doing their job, healing themselves. And if you're willing to listen, to feed them what they truly need, they'll reward you by restoring, little by little, each cell, each fragile nerve. I remember one patient, Evelyn, 74 years old, who came to my office completely heartbroken. She said, "Doctor, I'm terrified that one day I won't be able to see the faces of the people I love." When I looked into her eyes, I saw more than age. I saw sadness, the kind that comes from believing hope is gone. We didn't use expensive drugs. There was no miracle treatment. I just asked her to make small changes. Eat a light dinner, add more greens, drink warm cacao, and go to bed earlier. 3 months later, Evelyn came back and smiling softly. "I still need my glasses," she said, "but every morning, the sun looks a little clearer. And strangely, I feel lighter inside." I don't know if she meant her eyes were brighter or her heart was, but one thing I know for sure, healing the eyes is also a way of healing the soul. You see, our eyes aren't just the windows we use to see the world. They're also how the world sees us. Every ray of light that passes through your retina whispers the same reminder. You're still here. You can still feel life. Caring for your eyes is, in many ways, learning to appreciate every moment you still get to see. The morning light through the leaves, the smile of your partner over a cup of coffee, or simply your own reflection, wrinkles and all, proof that you've lived a full, beautiful journey. I want you to remember this. We can't turn back time, but we can make every new day a little clearer, in sight and in spirit. So tonight, before you fall asleep, ask yourself, what have I done today to make my eyes grateful? Did I let them rest? Did I nourish them with blue light or with real natural food? And if the answer isn't great, that's okay. Tomorrow's a new chance. Start with a cup of warm cacao, a plate of spinach, or just a small baked sweet potato. Those little choices, repeated daily, can create extraordinary change. When you take care of your eyes, you're sending a message to your body: I still want to see this world clearly and beautifully. And believe me, your body will hear you. It will respond with softer light in the morning and a calmer gaze at sunset, because healing is never too late. Whether you're 50, 60, or 80, it's never too late to love your eyes a little more. If this video brought you something, hope, knowledge, or simply peace, please share it, because somewhere out there, someone might need these words today. And if you'd like to keep learning simple, natural ways to help your body heal itself, hit the subscribe button. We'll walk this path together, caring for our health, slowly and kindly, one day at a time. Thank you for staying until the end of this video. I wish you a peaceful night's sleep and a bright morning with clear eyes and a light heart. Soft music fades. Final scene. The doctor takes a sip of tea, gazing out the window as gentle light streams in. The screen slowly darkens, showing the words, "Nourish your eyes, for they are the gateway to the beauty of life."